Howdy, my name is Rob and you are watching Junk Monkey Treasures. Normally start these videos out when I'm at the shop. Today's been a little hectic. We've been dealing with a sick puppy. We just finished up at the vet's office, a specialist for ophthalmology, animal ophthalmology. And the dog unfortunately has a very aggressive form of acute glaucoma. It causes a lot of pain and blindness, and the path forward just isn't good for the dog. And this is my mother-in-law's dog. She lives with me, and she's kind of heartbroken about her puppy. I say puppy, the dog's 6 years old. But anyway, I've been dealing with that this morning, and half the day is gone already. I just got her and the puppy home, and I had to quickly do my shipping for my eBay sales. As just a single sale came in yesterday. It's for a VHS copy of Jason and the Argonauts. Come what may, I always seem to sell VHS. Might be my #1 seller. Not my #1 money maker by any stretch of the imagination. But on days when nothing else sells, VHS sells for me. So I always pick them up. I happen to be fortunate enough to where in my area they cost anywhere from 10 to 25 cents a piece, depending on where I get them. And I sell them anywhere from $5 to $10 a piece on average. Sometimes a little more, but average out's probably around $6 a piece. And this keeps a little bit of money flowing. It keeps activity in my eBay store. So I don't mind. They're easy to list, they're easy to store, and they're easy to ship. So we are headed for my local Medford Goodwill. Medford, Oregon. This is probably the #1 thrift store that I visit the most often, and I find my most finds here. So we're going to get in there and we're going to see if we can find some treasure. So like and subscribe, come along for the ride, and I'll see you when we get inside. Well, as usual around here lately, it's really crowded. There is a nice decanter. Cut glass, ground stopper, but I don't think that stopper is the right one for it. In fact, I know it's not. It doesn't set all the way down in, but that's a nice cut glass stopper on top of there. And they want $8 for it. I wish we had the other bottle for this stopper and the right stopper for this bottle, but we don't. Let's see what we got here. We got yeah, that's a Pyrex lid. Nope, Mexico. Just waiting on somebody to move. Look at that big fancy piece. Big old wash basin and pitcher. Let's see what this is. It's a nice piece. I think we'll put that in the cart and look it up. That big wash basin though, I don't know. I'll have to set the camera down and get a look at the bottom at the markings. See if it's actually old or if it's just a decorative modern piece. It actually is an old piece. It's made in England. Unfortunately, it is badly cracked and chipped. Look at that chipping there. So there's no sense in even picking that up. So we'll leave that here for somebody else. I happen to know there are some interior decorators who shop here a lot, and they'll probably pick that up and use it for decoration. It's a nice little brown drip glaze hot teapot. Hull maybe. USA. Not sure what that marking is. If you guys can make it out. But brown drip glaze I used to do very well with. anymore, though. It's a long tail item. It'll still sell. It just take forever. And I'm running out of storage room. So we will leave that here for somebody else. Little terracotta pot that's been decorated. All right, I'll bring you back in if I find anything. I made it over to the media, and there is a black diamond. I'm telling you folks, they do actually sell. And that's one that I don't find very often. So that's a good one. Let me see if I see anything else. I only pay 10 cents a piece for them, so sometimes I will buy them if their clamshell is in extra nice condition. That way when I find like a black diamond Bambi that the case is completely beat up on, we can take the insert and the tape and put it in a new clamshell. So there's a second black diamond. And nothing in cardboard sleeves that we haven't seen already. Oh, that's not bad. 3 VHS. And we still got all this other stuff we gotta look up. All right, I'm gonna go try and find me a quiet corner somewhere. Look this stuff up and see how much of it we get to take home and list online for a profit. Ooh, there's a pretty little blue vase out here in the middle of nothing. Made in Mexico. You know, made in Mexico pottery is very popular. I'm wondering if and when, if ever, made in Mexico glass is going to pick up. But you know, when you're going head to head with like Murano and Fenton, it's kind of a hard market to get into, I imagine. Hardware aisle is probably going to stay busy. That's a nice old bonsai pot. Is it?
Yeah, right.
Is it ceramic or is it?
Well, it's plastic.
Yeah. That's too bad. That one is a nice light fixture, satin pink glass, but it's color flashed, and the flashing has some pretty significant damage to it. So we'll leave that here. Just a second ago, over on the hardware aisle, we ran into a fellow who found a monster bonsai pot. And in case you don't know, bonsai pots can be very valuable. All right, let's go find that quiet corner I was talking about and go through some of this stuff. Over here in the crafts aisle, it's also the health and beauty aisle and the office supply aisle. And all of these sewing patterns. I know people swear by these. I know some people who buy them in bulk. But I have spent untold hours digging through these things, looking them up, and I have never found one that was worth selling. And time is kind of precious to me, so I don't bother anymore, but you might want to if you've got the time. I just don't. It's a glass fruit kind of day. There's a glass apple. They want $7 for it. Probably gonna leave that one here. And we got lucky a week or so back, and we bought some flashcards that we ended up selling for $50. So we're gonna look these French ones up and see if they're worth anything. All right, folks, I have been patiently waiting for over an hour for them to bring out a couple of carts. Apparently they got them ready, and then just golly, we were almost getting ready to get out of here. And then they brought that new cart full of shoes out. And most of these that I grabbed off the cart are new without tags. And let's see, $10 for a pair of Adidas. These are not new. They are in excellent condition, though. We will look those up. These are some New Balance, new without tags. Well, I can't call them new without tags. They got wear on the bottom and dirt. So we will have to look those up. It's like somebody took them home, tried them on, walked across the yard and said, nope. Now these are some Asics that are new with tags. Something funny about this particular Goodwill is they're not allowed to put them out in their new boxes if they come in with their boxes. This is another pair. It's in excellent condition. Like they wore them one time, decided they didn't like them and returned them. Maybe one of the local shoe stores donated a bunch of returns. I know they do that from time to time. And this is just a pair of Nike running shoes that we are going to look up. All right, folks. Next time you see me, we will be back at the shop. And if I keep any of these shoes, I'll show them to you then. Well, folks, that was a great trip to the Goodwill. Spent a couple hours more in there than I like to spend because I found that one little Fiesta Wear salt shaker, salt or pepper, either one. And they don't sell well with just one of them. You need the pair. And even then, right now, Fiesta Wear, the market for it is very, very soft. But we did come out of there with some good stuff. We found this blown glass lime. Now, folks, these are not good for eBay. They're just not. Unless you can prove they're Murano, and even then, they're not hugely expensive. But over on knickknacks.net, where I am a live seller, I have a couple of customers over there who love glass fruit. And again, not huge money, but they ask me for it. I bring it to them. I always make a few bucks in profit. Again, not life-changing profit, but I like to cater to my customers. Next up, we got 3 VHS tapes. Yeah, I know you only see 2. Both of these are Black Diamond. We got another copy of Bambi, and we got another copy of The Great Mouse Detective. I say another copy, but I'm currently out of stock on these. So finding this was great. We're going to get this listed pretty quick. The third one, I actually bought it because it had a really nice clamshell. And what I do is I take this really nice clamshell and replace the one on the one that's all beat up. The insert was in great condition. The tape is in great condition. So that now I have a good sellable item. And it is a Disney clamshell. So I don't see a problem with it. So there we go. We got that and that. But the absolute find of the day. I stayed for probably an hour and a half waiting for carts to come out. I could see them through the windows of the back doors where they bring the carts out. I didn't see this, but I was hoping that other Fiesta Wear salt shaker was on there. But this was the find of the day, probably going to be the find of the week. This is a Magnalite made by Wagner Ware, roasterette. It's the smallest roasting pot or pan they made. Show you the markings on the back. You got Wagner Ware, Sydney, Ohio, Magnalite, roasterette, and then it's got a part number there. This one happens to be the 4263. This is a $100 pot. All day, every day, on eBay. However, I am from the South, and all the best cooks in the world down there were grannies and grandpas, and they all used Magnalite. In fact, if you're down south back in those days, if you didn't cook in Magnalite, you didn't really know how to cook. But anyway, I am proud to have it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use it in my kitchen. Very first thing I'm going to cook in it is a pot roast with natural gravy. And if you're from down south, you know what that is. We're going to serve it over a bed of rice. We paid $6.79 for this pot. And if I decide I don't like it at some point in the future, I can always sell it for $100. But I think I'm going to like it. We're not huge eaters around here. When I do cook really big meals like a chili or something, I need a pot even bigger than this. What we will do is we will freeze it and have some for the future. So there you go. That's what we got in this trip to the Goodwill. It was kind of a rushed. About half my day was spent at the vet, and I appreciate you guys listening to me opine about that. So any continued prayers or good vibes or whatever it is you do, we'd appreciate that. The little dog Izzy, she is a miniature Aussie Australian shepherd, and the glaucoma is really painful to her. We've had several treatment plans offered to us, and extremely high price tags on each and every one of them. and none of them are great. There's no stopping what she has. There's only treating it, and it's eventually going to cause her to go blind, and it's going to be a painful existence for her every step of the way. So that's the update on her. I probably will not give any more updates on her because none of them are going to be good. All right, folks. I am so happy you came along with me on my little treasure hunting adventure. I hope to see you in a future one. So like and subscribe, come along for the ride, and y'all come back now, you hear?